Yeah, I did. I tried.
Good. Okay, I want to welcome everybody to today's Board of Works meeting. Thank everybody for their patience before we even begin. Civic Plus is not working properly, so we're going to go old school, pencil and paper. And so you're going to have to be patient with me, but again, welcome. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Be seated. The first item is the approval of the minutes from February 6th.
I'll note everybody's being here. How about city attorney being here?
I thought he had planned to come, but yeah, thanks for catching me on that point of order. All members then are present except for legal. Thanks for that, sorry I didn't get that. Back to the board, the minutes have been presented. I'll entertain a motion to accept. Did you see the questions?
Yeah, we both looked them over and thought they're okay, so I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented from our last meeting.
I'll second that.
Motion to approve along with a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it, thank you. And welcome everybody that's here. There are two reports, oral and written communications. The first one is looking at the hard copy, the first page, leaf adjustments for January as well as late fee adjustments. Rebecca has listed those for you to see, or no action, again, like always, needed unless there are questions or concerns from you or you do want to take action. Any questions from the board there?
No.
No? Okay, that'll take us to the next item. Cross PVD wastewater, leak adjustment request. There was a memo from Rebecca. Also, there was an email from a representative from Cross PVD for you to consider. The request in the email, as well as with Rebecca, is an adjustment of $2,932.94. Brian has been helping me. Brian, can you sort of help us with what we're looking at and what the request is from Cross PVD?
Sure.
So,
And Mike Mackey, the president, is here if you have any questions for him. If you saw his email, they have a reverse osmosis system that a pipe broke, is that correct? Or there's some more discovery. Okay. Anyways, it failed. They caught it pretty quick, but it ran considerable amounts of water that normally would not be used. And I don't think it made it in your packet, but I do have a graph that kind of shows their average water usage, and there's a big spike that month.
450,000 gallons extra.
So he is asking for a credit for some of that for that month. And if you look at Rebecca's email, it shows an average bill, which is around $963. The August bill was $3,896.79, which is over and above the average by $2,932.94. So he is seeking credit for that amount. Typically, on these credits, we give credit when a water company gives credit, but this water was actually water he used through the water company. It did go down to the drain to us, but it was a malfunction of his equipment. He caught it, fixed it, and you can tell by the spike that it went right back to normal the very next month. So this is just outside of our building, Rebecca and mine, to give that credit, so this is why it's before the board. I don't know, I'll gladly answer any questions you have, or if you have any
Is it a
questions.
big, must be a big commercial RO?
It is, and, we had, what we
If
just,
you can
Yeah.
speak it, but
sorry.
Thanks, Mike.
So, what we found is that the RO system is actually, there's a solenoid that runs into our wash line, and it goes into a final rinse, for our product before it goes into the paint line. And there's a solenoid that was getting stuck open, it's still doing it now. That month it was just wide open, and basically our RO system is above it. So gravity, it just feeds it down into the line, and we were losing all that RO. And obviously when you make ROs, about 70 to 80% waste. So we're softening the water, putting it through the RO system, it's filling the RO. That RO is just dumping straight to city. So once I got a handle on what was going on, gentleman that was in charge of this side of this taken care of, he was misunderstanding that we're still using too much water. And even this week, so what I had to start doing is actually shutting off the supply to the softeners. And we came in just this week and the whole RO system was empty. The whole tank is just drained. So this has been a reoccurring problem for us, on usage. And, I didn't handle any of the building before this. I had two partners that we recently got out of the company, and I kind of got my head wrapped around the financials. We've been paying this bill over and over and over again and using all this water, and really it's just clean water that we're dumping back down the drain again. So that month was a significant spike, with that mechanical failure, happening. So if you guys can help us out on that, I would appreciate it, but just, so you understand, it's not like true processed water. There's no contaminants in that water, it's just clean water dumping down the drain. So unfortunately, we're paying for it to come in and we're paying for it to go out. So it's been a big deal for us, but we finally got control of the thing. We figured out the root cause and what the problem is. So, that answers the question.
Mike, I do appreciate you coming. This board has done everything we can, just like the adjustments that we looked at before this one. But with the unique situation, the amount of water that actually went into the system, Mike was gracious enough to, again, appreciate you talking today, but I felt like that email was very clear what the situation is. He's been working with Brian in collections. I just said it has to go to the Board of Works, and we need to consider it publicly. And so, again, appreciate you sharing with us, appreciate Brian, your work, Rebecca at Collections. The specific request is relief for that specific month, that's it.
Yep. Moving forward, we got under wraps finally. So we're not just continuously using water, because we run that on the line usually 2 times a week. And that small spray at the end of the line is supposed to be 2.5 gallons a minute. And that line runs for 8 hours, 2 days a week, and the math just didn't add up. And obviously at that big spike, and that's what kind of, it got me looking at it and saying, what the heck happened? Now that we're looking at it even closer, we realize that we were actually using more and more water than we're supposed to every single month. So, only looking for relief on that month, but, just with the understanding of the board that, this has been an ongoing problem, that you can't physically see it, it's all hidden inside of enclosures. So, it's like it's a ghost leak. So, anyways.
Thank you. Any questions for Mike or Brian?
So Mike, you would just anticipate this being a one-time request? I mean, I see it happened
Yes.
way back in August. It
Yeah.
sounds like other bills would have reflected a problem until you got it figured out.
Well, that's why, you know, I was talking, when I finally got looking at the numbers and I called up Dan, Reisner over there at the wastewater plant, he goes, Mike, you guys are using over 1,000 gallons a day. It's like, that's a lot of people using the bathroom. Like, it didn't make sense, and that's when we started looking at it real close. That spike was just kind of what made us aware that there's an issue.
So you're just asking for relief from the month of the
Yes,
spike?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to take responsibility for the rest of that. That big spike was, you know, something that, you know, it was huge. And then, you know, from now on, we should see that actually go down. But, you know, that explains that.
It sounds like the typical leak, except on a grand scale.
Yes.
But once again, you're not throwing in filthy water that Brian and everybody else
Right.
worry about that, so I'm pretty sympathetic and all that.
I am too, yeah.
Scott, you're welcome, the legal is here. Lynn, any questions, concerns, or comments related to the request that's being presented to the board before we consider anything? I appreciate Mike, again, you communicating with Brian, the work again, like I said, and I just felt like it was the responsible thing to do, like we've always done. It does need to come to the Board of Works, and I will look at the two of you. I just think it's appropriate to make a recommendation, if any.
I'll recommend that we approve this request.
You're gonna move,
You want a motion or just a recommendation?
you want a motion?
I think we should take action. I know we don't historically do that, but I think the amount, Mike again has been here. I would feel more comfortable. Scott, you okay with that?
Yes.
We asked that the board officially, formally say with a motion, so.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we approve the request to alleviate their August bill because of the spike that was not known to them at the time.
And I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Mike, again, thanks for your comments. Brian, do you have anything?
Nope. Obviously, you fixed it when you found it, and I would support whatever the board decides.
Okay. I'll call the question. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
May I have a point of order?
Yes,
If you restart your computer, then you can be on.
it is working.
Yes, but you do have to restart your computer, you can't just flood it. So you have to go down to the on-off, the
Okay.
power, and push restart, and then it'll click up and you can see the agenda.
Thank you. I'll stay with the paper. I'll do that. I'll stay with the paper. Appreciate that. There is no unfinished business. New business, we have human resources. First item, Denny, is travel requests. What are we looking at?
Yep, we got, 5 of our SROs, are requesting to go to the Indiana School Safety Conference in Michigan City in June. Another one of our officers is going to the, ATF Task Force Officer Training in Chicago. And then the mayor is going to attend the Purdue Road School as a panelist.
Are you gonna coach you, Dustin?
That might be very interesting. Where's Dylan? Yeah, let's be, yeah, whatever they say.
So all very worthy requests for travel.
Any questions on these from the board?
No, I look over here. I'll move we approve the travel requests as presented.
Motion made, approved. Is there a second?
There's a second,
A
yes.
second. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thanks, Denny. Your next item, a service agreement with Wildman.
Yeah, so, I believe it was 3 years ago, we entered into an agreement with Wildman to become the, uniform and, rug supplier for pretty much the entire city. That contract is coming up, at the beginning of March, so this is a renewal for that contract. And I've got, Dan Fields here, the service rep from Wildman, that can answer any questions you might have, so. Thanks.
Good morning.
Morning.
So we'd like to propose a similar agreement to our last agreement. where we're gonna come in, we're gonna mark a 12-month price freeze again. As a company, we're scheduled for a price increase in April. What we've done for you guys is we've done an initial 12-month freeze on the 36-month term, and then we cap it at a 3% max increase in year 2 and 3. We'd like to present the same agreement this time around.
Is it 3% for each year or 3% over the 2 years?
3% for each year.
Okay.
Which is
Reasonable.
pretty large considering what you normally do. I do see some of your initials in here for the changes, and I appreciate that. Any other questions, Diane or George?
I know expenses are going up with that type of company, so I can see the 3% is probably necessary, so.
We do anticipate a large reinvestment into the city as well, so we're working individually with the departments for upgrades for their uniform programs.
Yeah. Wildman's a good neighbor, local vendor, so. they're probably gonna-
Okay. Then, with our thanks for your giving us that price for this year, and holding that, I will make the motion that we approve this 3-year contract.
I'll second that.
Motion to approve, second, call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Anyone opposed, nay. Guys have it, thanks. Dan.
Okay, thank you for your partnership.
Danny, appreciate your work on that.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Park Department, their representative, here, I might put Dustin Dillon on the spot, he may not even be. Oh, wait, Sean, how are you doing?
Hey,
I missed you.
I'm very sneaky.
Yeah. Quiet as a church mouse.
Good morning.
All right, yeah, Sean, help us out here, I apologize, all right.
No worries.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we would like to seek approval to proceed with purchasing a new Case 570N tractor to replace our current 2009 tractor loader. Through RPM Machinery, they are a Sourcewell contract pricer for pricing, so this is a daily driver for us. We use it during summer, loading tree limbs, logs, grass, anything you can think of. Wintertime, we use it for snow removal all over town.
When I attended the park board meeting a week ago, there was some discussion related to this. The park board also approved, gave us a favorable recommendation.
Yeah, this is a vital piece of machinery for our daily operation.
We're trading it in, correct?
We are trading our old one in, which is a 2009.
Questions?
So if we order it soon, they'll have it ready this fall.
Okay.
They're thinking September.
Yeah, the park department meeting, I do remember that, at least something you were getting looking for.
Yes. Yeah, they have to build it, so they build by order.
And I see the city attorney has reviewed the Sourcewell contract and made a favorable
Yes, sir.
recommendation in that sense, so. I'll make a motion that we approve the purchase of the tractor loader.
And I'll second that.
Motion to approve along with the second. Any further comments, Sean? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thanks, Sean.
Thank you, guys.
Next item. Dustin.
Yeah, here before you, is just an addendum to, number 2, the contract with BS Engineering. The original contract was back July 15th of 2025, when we asked them to, study some safety recommendations for Detroit and Pope Street, intersection. So addendum 1 was for $29,600 to further develop, some alternatives. The second addendum for $13,000 is now to prepare a presentation that we will bring to Traffic Safety Commission, and then as well as bid documents moving forward. We had them come up with 3 different options. Originally, we had a committee, throughout our city staffing, take a look at this, with emergency services, included the school, and just some safety improvements in the area. Something that's been needed for decades, and Mayor Gross constantly talks about how he's drove through there for 3+ decades and that, dealing with that problem. So we got some things in mind, I won't go into it, publicly until we do the presentation, but, again, this agreement is just moving forward for some progress in the area that's been much needed for a highly traveled zone of our city.
I want to thank Dustin for your efforts on this as well as countless others. Code Street, I do remember at one time, I know I heard it, like the busiest street in the city of Warsaw, was that section. And so, doing everything we can to present something thoroughly studied to the traffic commission, I think will be a good exercise. We'll see what their reaction is, but obviously the dollar amount, a lot has to be considered and looked at to even come up with a proposal that might benefit that entire area along with traffic flow. So really appreciate your efforts, Dustin, and just asking the board, any questions you have or concerns?
So this is really similar to what our first contract was, around 16,000, right? And then we had an addendum for 26,000 to actually move forward with that. And now this is for an additional 13,000 so that we can prepare the presentation and then be ready to bid.
Correct, and provide all the bid documents as well for that. Again, a ton of work has went into this, just with the study and bringing industry experts into, to have dealt with these same sort of issues at other communities. So this is kind of a unique situation, but one of other communities have shared similar problems. So just making sure that we thought everything through as far as traffic patterns, the schools, emergency services, impacts at different stoplights and things of how all of that's gonna tie together with this, so.
Any other questions?
Then I'll make a motion that we approve this addendum for $13,000.
Then I'll second.
Motion to approve the request along with the second. Any further comments, Dustin? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed, nay? The ayes have it. Thank you. Plan Department, Justin, good morning.
Good morning. So before you is a grant agreement between the city of Warsaw and K-21. This is for a $100,000 grant that is in conjunction with the Safe Streets for All grant that we were recently awarded for $400,000. The purpose of this grant is to accommodate the local match portion of that federal funds. So the $400,000 we got from the Federal Department of Transportation needed a local match of 20%. K-21 offered to match that. So every dollar we spend out for the federal grant, this will be 20 cents of that dollar. So K-21 is aware that we do not have the contracts for our federal grants yet, but they wanted to get things moving for their documentation of the grant. So they just requested that I bring this before you to get their grant process in alignment. So we don't really know when we'll get the documents from the Federal Department of Transportation yet, but just as a reminder, this is for the multimodal trail study and demonstration project to connect the east side of town to the west side of town. So that trail, the study would look at a route through downtown and propose a demonstration project to connect those trail systems. There's about 4 miles of trail on the west side of town. There's about 12 miles of trail that connects the east. So we're really excited at the opportunity to connect these two trail systems.
Appreciate that. Any questions or comments from the board?
So you do approve acceptance of a grant. So I'll make that motion that we accept the grant.
And I'll second that.
Motion to approve along with the second. And Justin, thanks for all your work. I know the other stakeholders, but again, being point on this. Appreciate that. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, nay? The ayes have it.
actually wish everybody could see this when they complain that the police department isn't patrolling or doing anything about things, because this clearly shows that that's happening. I would only have one request, and that would be just to either include it in the report section of a council meeting, or to send it out to the council so that they have access to that information, and we can answer those kind of complaints with data rather than a feeling of how things are.
Well said, Diane, you said it, thank you. I think that would be a good idea to email it to the council members and maybe come back. It would just be good for local media to hear it again, and I appreciate your comments. Chief, and then all the work to compile all of this.
Yeah,
This is
so
good
thanks
information.
to Angie Howard, Systems Administrator, with this tedious task, because it's not as easy as it may appear. With all the technology, there's still different variables in play, and trying to accumulate these numbers is not an easy task by any means, so.
Just reading about what you had to do to get the US 30 report accurate was a lot, so yes. But that helps us when we want to apply for a CHIPS grant or something like that, that we can show what we're,
Absolutely.
yeah.
For me, it's always the Sunday reminder, the numbers are lower for collisions. Also lunchtime, it just appears to be from work and then lunch, unfortunately, a lot of collisions. And then I always wonder, the Deer Task Force, you see animal in the roadway, about the same. Efforts by the DTF, another successful year, that needs to be reported on to the council as well. So, yeah, Chief, and Angie, thanks, very valuable information. Do you need a motion, we've accepted it, is there any, or just, no?
Do we just need an acknowledgement that we've received it, or? Okay, well, I'll make a motion, we acknowledge the receipt of this report.
I'll second that.
I'll call for the vote, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
And Angie.
Yes.
I'll be back there with Sean. Hi, Sean.
And all the patrolmen who enter things faithfully in their computers.
Next item, Public Works, Dustin, or, wait a minute, Dean quotes. Joe, thank you.
I'm just requesting permission to proceed with obtaining civil quotes for the 2026 construction season. These quotes are gonna be asphalt materials, concrete materials, and then pavement marking, which is gonna be both latex and thermoplastic, just to assure that we get the best deal out there.
Thanks for that, Joe. Make sure and have you read them too when they come in, so.
I think this annual request is a better predictor of spring coming than the groundhog.
Yes.
Maybe we should do it earlier than in
Yeah.
January
I did
1st.
Joe like that, back in November. Yeah, so,
I'll move we approve.
I'll second that.
motion to approve along with the second, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it, thanks, Joe. Another item?
I'm gonna let Dustin take that since he headed that up.
Okay, so before you have a kind of a unique, request here, so I'll explain it a little bit in depth and then, ask for your permission to proceed. So, we applied last October for the Community Crossings Matching Grant, and had received a unfortunate letter that we were not awarded the grant, for the first time in, I believe, for the last 6 years. Well, due to some new legislation, things that are being, acted on currently downstate, there's an opportunity, NDOT called last week, and there's an opportunity that we may still be eligible for some funding, here with this, and they'd asked us to go ahead and put our project out for bid, once we have that dollar amount, to get that to them, and they are extremely confident that the funds will come through. So we're asking your permission, here before you to go project out for bid. This was a mill and structural, or a 4-inch structural mill, an overlay with some full depth patching. This is areas of Parker Street, which is the ingress egress up to Menards, from 30 to Husky Trail. Husky Trail, from basically the roundabouts, heading back south into the east, going around to Patterson Road, and then into 75 north up to the intersection at 175. So large, highly traveled section of roadway, main artery coming into, the Menards district right there on the Husky Trail. So about just the engineering estimate, the original engineering estimate is a little over $1.8 million. So we're talking about $900,000 50/50 matching grant opportunity here, if received. So again, funds aren't 100% guaranteed, but like him assured me that we wouldn't be asking you to put the project out for bid if we weren't extremely confident the funds were coming through. But there is a rush to get these dollars spent and these projects under contract before the NDOT's fiscal year ends there in June. So
A lot of work by Dustin. Dustin's somewhat concerned coming with it not being officially finalized, but again, feeling really confident based on conversations with reps, that this is gonna happen, and again, it will result in a almost $2 million footprint in that area, which needs addressed, right? It's been a couple of decades.
yeah, you'll see out there on Husky Trail especially, there's some areas that are potholes are starting to form. There's some freestyle issues. There's some impressions and stuff. That was the reason for going with a 4-inch structural mill to kind of get down and make sure that we get all those problems taken. That's an area that sees over 10,000 vehicles a day. So much needed out there.
Thanks for your work on that. Any questions from the board members?
No, it sounds like we need to proceed with all haste and, but not making this decision hastily. I appreciate you staying on top of it. So I would make a motion that we give permission for the Public Works Superintendent to let bids for this project.
No, second.
Motion to accept along with the second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thanks, Dustin. Okay, point of order on paper. Mine again has been bumpy with Civic Plus. I did restart, and it's on my computer screen. We have items 9 and 10 that I would like Denny to present. They're both from HR. Appreciate everybody's patience. And I better pull it up before it goes away. I think the first item is a take-home vehicle request.
Yes, so, the street department got a new vehicle, so they're switching out the take-home vehicle for, Justin Usley, who's one of our supervisors. So this is just a request to make sure that we have the right vehicle, listed that he takes home.
So, yeah, he's had approval, right?
Yes, he's had approval before, it's just a new truck.
Just a change, so I'll make a motion. We approve, this take-home vehicle request with the change of vehicles.
I second that.
Motion to approve along with the second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it, thank you. And then the next one, Denny's new hire change in payroll report. Looks like you have a rather lengthy list of a lot of good people, and the one at the top, huge impact on this community, and the guy sitting right here, along with countless others. I see Ernie Wiggins on here.
Yes,
So-
former Mayor Wiggins has joined our aviation board,
Yes.
so we wanted to get him on there, that way we can get his, payments out to him. Also have 2 police officers that have just finished their probation period. So they will be, patrol officers instead of probationary patrol officers. One of them guys switched from night shift to day shift, so we took away that night shift premium. And then the last 2 for the fire department, removing the chief as the pension secretary and adding firefighter Tyler Colt as the pension secretary for the fire department.
So can I ask just a quick question? Because
Yes.
this was a little confusing to me.
Okay.
So on your officer that just completed, your second officer that just completed his probationary period,
Yes.
the higher amount would have been for completing that, and at the time he was on a different shift, and then the lower amount is for the shift he's currently assigned to?
Yeah, those probably should have been flip-flopped in lines, but yes, the higher amount was when he was on night shift.
Okay, and that would go from, like, I'm trying to figure out,
It's,
because of the
His base
dates,
salary would be
I'm
the
just
same.
trying to figure
Right.
this out, because,
Just the shift difference is actually.
it's the shift differential is what that difference is. It's $26 per day.
but did he not end his probationary, did he end his probationary period in March 15th or February 1st? Because it looks like this is backwards to me, but,
March 13th is.
Without looking at it, what happened is we simply, he changed shifts, and we were unbeknownst to the administration. So there'd be one pay period in there in which he actually was still paid at that rate past his anniversary days. Is that possibly what you're seeing?
Was that the, so you wanna look at this? Need some glasses. Yeah, it should.
You do that to me too, Scott.
You do it to me.
Did catch on the March first, I didn't catch it. Well, I didn't see it either, I couldn't see it, but
Right.
the problems with the computer, but on March 15th, and then they go to February 1st.
yeah, I think that what he's getting paid now is the $2,550, which should start on the March 15th. But,
So what happened, Diane, I believe, it's gonna fall in HR office. It is my fault.
it's okay. I don't wanna find fault, I just don't want to approve a report that's not correct.
Sure. No, absolutely.
Were the EDIs attached to that?
Yeah.
So what happened was, we got the EBI for his probation period to end.
Yeah, we don't
And
know.
then we realized that he was, on day shift instead of night shift. So that amount, where it says in the probationary period, should be the same amount as the amount above. Because he had already went to day shift prior to his probation period ending.
Okay, so then on line 4, the amount should read $2,550.84.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Which is lower than you said, right?
Correct, yes.
Good catch.
So they should be both,
That
the
should
same
both be the
amount.
same amount, yes.
okay. So I'm okay with approving this report with that correction.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
So there's a motion and a second to approve the new hire change in payroll report with an amendment to line 4. It now reads 2,000. What are you laughing about? It now reads, it now reads $2,550.84.
Yes.
Good
Yes.
catch. You all good? And there's a second. Any further discussion?
I apologize for mistake.
No, that's okay. I just, my brain could not make sense of what I was reading, so.
You don't have to all borrow this to her. You make that right.
And you made that motion, correct,
Yes.
Diane?
Diane did with the amendment with the change, George second. No further, you good? Thanks, Mike. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it. Thank you. Thanks to Chief helping out there. All right, now. I think we're getting closer. And then there are no special claims, is that correct?
No, there aren't any special things.
We'll take us 2 claims.
I looked over the dockets.
Just some of the 500+ checks we process every month that are received, audited, processed, audited again, printed, and sent out.
And just the work that they're gonna have to do because, the contractor is moving in her direction here in the next couple of weeks, so.
You might have to make an adjustment to
Yeah,
where
so,
you're housed.
yeah, we'll see how it goes, so. More, later, but, very fluid, this construction project that I've talked to you about, so. We may be here a little bit longer than what we thought, so appreciate everybody's patience. Okay, so all the discussion, did we get a motion to approve?
Not yet, did you see anything?
I'm fine.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we, approve the, claims docket as presented.
Thanks, George. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to accept as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, nay? The ayes have it. Thank you. Thanks for everybody coming again. Are there any comments? Anybody? Chief, happy birthday when was it, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Grade 25.
Happy birthday, yeah. Okay, comment from,
Yeah, so I'm looking at these, traffic statistics, I think it's awfully kind that our police force issued more warnings for traffic violations than they did traffic tickets. So, I think that's protecting and serving at the same time. It's like 3,221 warning tickets in 2025, so hopefully those are